All right, we're ready for a farming simulator, a live stream here. Get everything turned on. Camera, 1 second. There we go. All right, cool. Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, Cameron. Hey, Jason. How's it going? I appreciate you guys joining, and anybody else, obviously. Whether you're joining live or on the VOD after the fact, I appreciate all of you. And yeah, back into some farming simulator. We're getting close to the end of. Well, I say close to the end. We're not, maybe not really close to the end, because my goal was to either get to $1 million or use up all the sugar we have over there. But we have just about bought everything we're gonna buy, and so really, we're kind of almost to the point where we're just gonna be making money. So whatever money we make, that's the money we got, and we just kind of move on from there. We do have the 2 harvesters now, although I do need to replace this harvester's header. I did not realize I had gotten a larger header for this one, and I don't want this one to be smaller if at all possible. So we're going to see if this Rastelmash can run this header right here, this class header. And if it can, we might just buy another one of those and kind of go from there. So we'll see. I am happy to have the second harvester, but again, I just want it to be a little bit wide. It doesn't have to be super wide. The whole point of having 2 harvesters is that they're both combined very cheap, but also going to you know, get a lot of the harvesting done very quickly. January. Do we have anything due in January? Do we already sell? Yeah, we already sold the cakes that we had, right? We got a few more. Oh, those are October. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong line. It's flour. That's January. Usually we would sell silage, but obviously we're not going to do that anymore. No, I think we're done. I don't think there's anything for us to sell right now. Our next actual activity on our field is going to be planting in. Oh, we already planted. That's right. We're going to be harvesting in June on the barley, and of course mowing coming up in April. So really not a lot for us to do. How are we doing on the water in the strawberries? Looks all right for the moment. I mean, next time we get an opportunity, we will go ahead and deal with that. How the cows doing? Chickens are okay. Cows are okay. We do have some extra milk. Let's go ahead and drop off some milk real quick. And that will be probably where we start fast forwarding. Oh, that's right. We do need to get the grain trailer emptied out so we can start dropping off some manure. But we have time for that. We don't have to rush that immediately. I did look at the Frontier map. I actually have seen that one before. I saw somebody doing a Let's Play of it. I don't know, several months back. I don't remember exactly when. I mean, it looks interesting. I keep doing that. Talking and not actually filling up the trailer. It looks interesting. I will say the person that I watched do their Let's Play of it, I did not enjoy the Let's Play at all. I thought it was a bit, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. It was not to me, it was not a very good Let's Play. So maybe my opinion of the map itself is biased based off the person who did a Let's Play on that map. But, so maybe the map itself is more fun than that person made it seem. But who knows? Do we need more milk for the bakeries at the moment? No, we're okay for the moment. We'll just get the butter rolling. Are we still selling the butter? We are still selling the butter at the moment. And we can keep doing that for a little bit longer. Yeah, so I'm not saying I would not check out the Frontier map. I just, like I said, my gut reaction opinion of it was not super impressed. But again, that might have been colored by the person playing it more than the map itself. All right, we'll call that good enough. And I think we're ready to fast forward. Shoot, dear, go, get on. Yeah, let's get going here. Cool. All right, that looks good. Let's get the chickens fed a little bit. See if we can get that trailer emptied out soon. Almost done. 1 or 2 more months at most, and we'll have that emptied out. We do need to get some eggs here. All right, eggs are picked up. Do we need to pick up the cakes yet? Not yet. We can let them go. Well, yeah, we can let them go a little bit longer. That should be fine. What else? Let's go ahead and check how are the cows doing. Cows will need some more TMR. Straw's okay. And slurry's okay for the moment. Let's grab you, though. Let's go ahead and just fill up some more milk, get this dropped off, and then we'll deal with the TMR. Got some straw over there at the power plant. I'm assuming it might be too far away to actually drop in. Yes, so we'll have to move that over ourselves in a moment. Oh. Kind of took a little bit of a sharp corner there. We saved it. It's all good. Nothing to see here. All right, let's get some TMR, get the cows fed, and then I think we're ready to get to March. Not a lot's going to be happening in March either. The cakes are sold October? Suddenly don't remember. Oh, now it's saying January. Weird. I mean, that's okay if it's January. We'll probably check again in September to see what the price is there. Actually, what is the price now? Price now is not bad. But, we don't have a ton of cake over there. I didn't mean to grab two. That's alright. Grab one of you. And then we will grab two hay. Do we need to drop off some straw just as is? Yeah, we can drop off some straw real quick. Just to make sure the cows got all the bedding they need. Oh, hey, Cosman, how's it going? Literally just started watching your FS22 series on episode 3 now. Got the game, but had no idea how to start and build things up. Yeah, I mean, truth be told, yeah, when you first get the game, it can be a little bit overwhelming to really understand where do I start? You know, what's going on? But no, it's cool. I'm glad you joined. I'm glad you're able to catch live as well. It's awesome. Got the straw. Now let's get the TMR mixed up. Yeah, I mean, my suggestion for learning to play the game is just Start with something simple, you know? Some basic grain crop that you just sell straight up and don't even worry about any of the other bits and bobs, just to kind of get your hand on, you know, how the, you know, the planting, all the fertilizing, all that kind of stuff works. But I would say my favorite way to play the game is either with the production facilities or with the animals, or both, you know, because both of those give you targets, right? Production facilities that tell you, you know, you need X, Y, and Z to make, you know, whatever you're trying to make. And it gives you a targeted goal of what type of crops to go grow. Same thing with the animals. I mean, with the cows, we know we got to get straw, we got to get grass, things like that. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a goal in mind, which I think is very helpful for games like this. I mean, some people can play sandbox games and just be completely, you know, random about whatever they're doing, right? Because they just kind of develop their own stories. And obviously I've been developing my own stories a little bit with some of these runs, but I still personally just need goals. I'm very goal oriented, I guess. So come on, here. So even though I can have a little bit of a story, I still need a little bit of a goal to know exactly how I'm going to make that story play out. That's why I like the cakes. The cakes was a good one because it needs a lot of inputs, which means you get to do a lot of different things, experiment with a lot of different types of crops and stuff. I'll come back here. I really wish I knew why these things would bug out like that. They didn't used to do that. They used to be able to just drop them in and walk away, and they would chop up everything, and you'd have no problem with it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's an FS22 thing or something related to this particular device, but yeah, they just don't chop up automatically. Yes, farming feels nice. Just got my first harvester. Nice. The same as you got connected a 4K TV to your PC. The game just looks amazing. It's a pleasure to play. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. It is a good looking game. So that's awesome that you got it all hooked up. Hey, Shiny Moo Tank. How's it going? All right. TMR is good. So slurry's getting a little bit high, but we're okay for the moment. Yeah, I mean, I think we're ready to fast forward, right? Already got rid of the eggs over there, so let's get ready for March. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, Moo Tank. Breeze through all this, get to the harvesting season, see both our harvesters in action. Should speed up things quite a bit. Guess I could have left you. They're ready to dump, but that's all right. Let's get you to go drop off some food for the chickens. See if we can get this thing emptied out. I think we'll need one more month to empty it out. Oh, we're good. Awesome. That's perfect. We can finally transport some manure now. Use the white tractor so we can take the forks over there and move the straw that didn't quite get in the drop-off over. What do you think of the TMR vehicle instead of trailers? I actually prefer the TMR vehicle, but they're more expensive, so I don't know if I've actually even run a TMR vehicle in FS22 in all the runs I've done. I used to run it in FS19 all the time, but FS22 I just haven't. They're just more expensive, so the trailer will get the job done. And unless you have raw, you know, raw stuff on the ground or like in whatever in the barn or whatever, then like the big benefit of the vehicle is that you can use it to vacuum up, you know, whatever you're using, whatever you need to put inside it, right? So if you just had straw out on the ground, that's not a problem, right? You just go vacuum up whatever amount of straw you need to get your percentages right. So you don't even have to bale stuff, right? You can just literally collect it straight off of the ground. But otherwise you'll still have, you know, forks to put bales into the back. So if you're going to do that, you might as well save some money and just use the trailer. It's really good if you have silage done in a bunker silo, because obviously you can just vacuum up. And again, I like it. I consider it a vacuum cleaner to me. It just looks like a vacuum. But you can just vacuum up all of the silage right out of the bunker without having to use any other tools, which is awesome. So it's very, very convenient. Which does open the door for using other crops for silage as opposed to grass, which can be helpful. What do you keep getting stuck on? That tells me you're actually not going to be able to use all this manure. I forgot to mention that background looks awesome. You got a big collection. Are those cars? Yeah. Some of them are cars. I mean, I've got... I mean, for a while there, Amazon, I don't know if they still do. They might. They had a thing where you could get little pop collectibles once a month. It would just be like a monthly delivery of pops. And it came with t-shirts and like little stickers and pins and all sorts of stuff. But it always had like 2 pops in there. And so they had one for Marvel, and they had one for Star Wars. And so I subscribed to that for a while. Unfortunately, they stopped doing the Star Wars one. At least they did last time I checked. But they do still do the Marvel one, I think. I think I've still been getting the Marvel ones. So that's where I got most of my pops from, is just that subscription from Amazon. But that's a bunch of Marvel or Star Wars pops. And then I also have, obviously, Legos. I have some Marvel Legos and some Star Wars Legos. Tons of Star Wars Legos, of course. I mean, I have way more Star Wars Legos than you can see over there. I have some very giant Star Wars sets just stored in a closet somewhere. Pretty much, if it was a giant Star Wars set in the last, you know, 8 years or so, I probably have it. And then I also have, I have 2 Mustang sets when they had those. And I got a James Bond car, I got a Harley Davidson, I got all those different cool cars. I don't know. I like Legos. I've talked about it before. My love for Legos came from, it's something that allows me to, like, I don't know, build stuff. And it gives me some sort of peace of mind to be able to build something. So that's the reason why I like Legos. Started at a young age, obviously, as most of us probably who do like Legos probably did as well. Yeah, that's my collection of random just things that I enjoy, essentially. I mean, I used to have a Ford Mustang. I had a Ford Mustang GT, and love that car. We'll definitely want to get another one someday. Actually, what I want to get is the Shelby GT500. But I actually put an order in for a Shelby GT500 a couple years ago, and they just weren't able to make it. They never came up for production, unfortunately. And in order to buy it from a dealer, I was going to have to pay like $40K over sticker price, which is stupid. So I just haven't bought one yet. It's really nice. I got to move countries to subscribe. It's so bad in Romania when it comes to Amazon and delivery. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. Hey Harvey, how's it going? I am playing some Farming Simulator. Okay, so we need to grab some slurry. 4 grams of manure. That's right. I was going to check to see how much manure it actually got put in here. We can actually probably drop off an entire another trailer load, couldn't we? Yeah, let's do that. I just see all your message trying to be tank. Is it possible to vacuum a bale? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think you can get the front arm up high enough to get close enough to the bale to vacuum it in general. Now, if the bale was below you and you were able to kind of drive up on a hill or something and get it, I've never tried. I don't think it is. Never tried, though. Poor little tractor struggles to pull this thing fully loaded, doesn't it? All right, get that dropped off. I have quite a bit to digest it, so if we want to start putting that down on our fields, we can. Yeah, it's not a very, I mean, it's not. What is this? This is a medium? Yeah, it's a medium. So, you know, 271 horsepower. You'd think you'd be able to pull a little bit better than that. Might have just been based on the hill where it was at. It might have even topped out, or not topped out, but the trailer might have scraped on the ground, actually. All right, so manure is dropped off. We'll get a good chunk of money from that. It is March. We're going to be mowing in April. How are we doing on the cakes? We should probably pick up the cakes while we can. Do you think it's going to be hard to make money only by farming? At least for now, since I'm just getting started. I was planning on getting more fields later and just slowly expanding. I mean, it's if you mean by farming and just dropping off the crop itself, no. I mean, you can still make some money, especially if you're not playing on the hard income or hard whatever it's called, hard market prices or whatever. What do they actually label it as? Hard economic difficulty. If you're not playing hard economic difficulty, if you're playing on normal or easy, then you can definitely make money off of just farming and selling the crop. I mean, you can still make money off of farming even on hard, but it just takes longer. And you have to be careful with how much loan you have and how much lease you have. Because obviously if you have too much stuff that's leased and too much loan, then the amount of you're not making any money at all, because you're basically either breaking even or even potentially losing money year over year because the crops themselves are not worth a ton. But if you have like no debt, yeah, you can definitely make good money off of just harvest, just farming. It's hard to do this game with no debt though. I did this entire run with no debt. In retrospect, I probably would, if I were to do it again, take a few leases, maybe no loans. I might still do it loan free, but I might take get a few more leased items just to kind of speed some stuff up. But you got to be careful. You got to kind of almost have to do the math and be like, how much money am I going to make per year on the harvest versus how much money am I going to spend per year on the leases, and then kind of figure out where that balance point is. Got everything? Yes. Oh, thanks, Harvey. I appreciate it. I chose the chart from scratch like me. I got to check for the setting, not lease yet. No lease yet. At 400, 500K that we start with, is that a loan or something, or just starting money? On start from scratch, you have 200K of it is your money, I think, and then 300K is loan, or do I have that backwards? I might have that backwards. But if you go to the finance tab here in the menu, you'll see exactly how much of it is a loan, and also this is where you would be able to pay off the loan if you wanted to pay it off. The one thing I don't like about the loan system in this game, which is why I actually like the mod that I got for my Zelanka run, which is the enhanced loan system. I love the fact that the enhanced loan system has payments that include both the interest as well as the principal amount. Whereas in the game, you're basically just paying interest year over year over year. And if you want to pay any of the principal, you have to come in here and repay part of the loan. That's not typically how most loans work. I mean, I suppose there are interest-only loans out there, but to me, I'm just more used to the idea of a loan that has interest and principal baked into it, right? And usually earlier in a loan, you're paying more interest and less principal, but you're still paying some principal. You're still paying down some of the loan. And so I wish the loan system in the game worked like that. But I'm glad that mod exists. I think that mod is a much better way to do the loans in the game. Oh, yeah. You don't have the loans on... You don't have those on console. It's true. Yeah, and then the lease to own. I really like the lease to own as well, but it's unfortunate that those aren't on console. It's really sad to hear that, actually. I get my money up, pay off that loan before making any big mistakes. Yeah, start from scratch is not a joke. It is challenging. I will give you a small tip on start from scratch. I say tip. Take it for what you will. Animals, if you're going to sell animals, they sell the same price no matter whether you're on start from scratch or easy mode or anything in between, right? So selling animals can sometimes be a good way to make some money because, like I said, you don't take a penalty from the economy side of things. But there's a lot that goes into animals. And you got to wait for them to grow up and get old enough, and then you can start selling them. So it's a lot of work. And by animals, I basically mean like pigs and cows and stuff. Technically horses too, I guess. I actually haven't played horses in FS22. I used to do them in FS19 quite a bit. I have not done any in FS22 yet. But I assume it's the same process. You feed them, you ride them around. After a few years, they get to max value. You can sell them for like, what, 50K or something like that. Horses, I think, sell for quite a bit. But it takes a few years. Okay, I think we're good here. I'm sorry, my brain shut off for a moment. I forgot what we were going to be doing. Let me see. Is there anything else we need to do with the cows or anything? Oh, yeah, slurry. Yeah. I was like, I knew there was something else. I just couldn't remember for a second. Anything on the used lot that we care about? Another trailer wouldn't be bad. How big is this header? 4 meters? And the one we've got is 5 meters. Oh, these are about the same width. Why did I think these were different widths? These are about the same width. Never mind, we're good. We don't have to replace that Ralston mesh header. Why did I think we had a bigger header here? My brain apparently is doing silly things. I don't know. Trailer would be nice because then we could just keep doing the manure, but we don't need it. We can save the money. We'll dump as much manure as we can before we use that trailer for grain again, and then they can just sit there. You can't get any mods on console. You can get mods on console. You just can't get mods that like have scripting in them, I believe. Like you can get the vehicles. You can get a lot of the vehicles, and I think you can get some of the farms, some of the like the maps. But there's some mods that have a little more scripting involved that you cannot get on console, unfortunately. Like the auto load mod. Ugh. That should just be base game at this point. So console people can benefit from auto load, in my opinion. I did start from scratch, and after I paid off the 200K debt, I switched it to easy economy. Actually, you know what? Honestly, Moo-Tank, I would probably do the opposite. I would start it on easy mode until I paid off the debt, and then switch to hard mode or something like that. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh, what am I doing? I got to fill you up. Send the horses to the glue factory. Yep, there you go. Do they still make glue out of horses stuff? I feel like they would have come up with a different solution by now. FS23 has auto load. It's not fair. FS23, that's the one that's on the cell phone, the mobile. That actually has auto load. Are you serious? I haven't tried it on the mobile yet. I can understand why they would have auto load though, because it would probably be a little hard to run a fork on your cell phone, I would imagine. What autoloader mode do I have? I have... what's it called? Is it in here? I don't know if it's in here or not. I think these are all just tractors. But it would show up here, wouldn't it? Universal autoload. So you can see on that left-hand side there. It's just called Universal autoload. Are you excited for FS25 news? Yeah, I mean, I hadn't heard if it's going to be FS25 or FS24, but yeah, whatever the next FS is, it'll be cool to see that. I'm just thinking the game's going to look even more amazing, but I don't want to leave FS22. No, that's fair. You get playing the current version, and I mean the current version's good, but yeah, it'd be good to see what else they add to the next version. How many fields do I have? I currently have, well, depends on how you look at it. I have these two fields that I've joined together. This field is no longer a field. That's just where my processing plants are. I've got these two fields that I've joined together with the tiny tip of this field. But this field is now cows and stuff, right? So I just took a little tip of it to make this a rectangular field. And then I've got these two. So however you count that. I guess 4 fields if you count the fact that I've merged them together. But to make those 4 fields, I bought a lot more fields than that. FS23's got the production chains and mobile controls. Yeah, that's fair. What do I play on? Is that what you're asking? I play on PC. This is just my computer. Although I do use the controller. I prefer controller for these types of games. There's an auto load on console. We just can't load more than one type of product at a time. Oh, really? Well, at least it exists. I mean, that's cool to hear. I haven't heard that there even existed one at all. I'm glad to know that it exists at least a little bit. My guess, FS25 will probably be announced in the coming months and probably be released sometime this year. Yeah, that would be cool. Hopefully it does get released this year. I mean, not only because I want to play it, but obviously brand new FS game comes out. you know, my YouTube channel will get a little bit of a bump, you know, selfishly. I should make a solar panel farm. I actually saw, who was it? What's his name? I forget the guy's name. Spiffing Brit, whatever. He did a solar panel and wind farm. That's all he did. And it's viable. It is definitely 100% viable. 100% viable to start with, you know, the start from scratch money and just build wind farms and solar panels. And you can absolutely make tons of money doing that. It's pretty funny. I do have a solar panel on this farm. I just bought one just to kind of show it off. It's over there in the corner by that house. But I just have the one. It just sits there. I just bought the little tiny one just to kind of... It exists. Technically trickles in a little bit of money year over year or month over month. All right, cows, how are you guys doing on the slurry? Slurry's looking all right. Let's probably drop off as much as we can real quick. I personally probably would never do a solar panel farm because to me it's like, what's the point? You know, what am I playing this game for? Just to put solar panels on the ground? But I think if you put in some like self-inflicted rules, I do think using solar panels and wind turbines to supplement your farming income, not only is that realistic because, I mean, you go anywhere, you know, in the United States that's got some sort of farm on their, you know, they're going to have solar panels or usually wind turbines on their farm right next to their cows or their crops or whatever, because you've got the land, you might as well stick out there to make a little bit more, you know, supplementary money. So I think it's realistic and I think it's a good thing, but I think you'd have to like put some sort of restriction on it in order to make it not just break the game. You know what I mean? So I think I'm glad that they exist, but I just haven't really done anything with them yet. But they are a great way to get a little bit of supplemental income without having to do anything. I mean, you could argue that I'm playing this game right now because of the solar panels on my roof. I mean, it's not exactly how it works out. If you've ever bought solar panels in real life, typically when they connect them to the power grid, you're not actually pulling power from your solar panels. You're still pulling power from the power grid, but they, your solar panels just kind of get thrown into the mix. I think FS25 is close to release since they made it free on Epic Game Store. It was free for quite a while. Yeah, you're talking about FS22. Yeah, that's pretty cool that they made it free for a while. That's awesome. Probably. Imagine they switch up the engine from their proprietary Giants engine to like Unreal 5 or something, and even the physics from Sonoma. That would be insane. Oh yeah, I mean that's true. There's a lot of cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool games out there that if you were to collect all of the best parts of them, you could come up with a really awesome game in the end, right? But I don't know. Would it really be Farming Simulator if it didn't have goofy physics? I mean, the physics in this game is good enough for what they need it to be, right? You have, you know, the concept of pallets and bales and trees that you can knock over and, you know, whatever. You know, the physics does its job, but it does result in some very entertaining situations sometimes. I look at Power World, they took all the best parts of minigames. That's true. That's I've heard that. I haven't personally played Power World, but yeah. the physics are not the worst. No, you're right. The physics are, like I said, they get the job done. They do exactly what they need to do. And under most situations, they seem fairly realistic, right? It's just occasionally really funny things happen. And that might be less physics than collision that I've seen where some of the funny stuff happens. Like, for example, if I were to hook my front forks underneath like the edge of this bridge here and start lifting, I've had it where it would literally just flip my tractor over and over, which is, that's not going to happen, right? You're not going to flip your tractor into the air just because your front forks get stuck under something. But that's all right. That's just a silly, small, you know, edge case. We start getting, yeah, that's true. Once you start getting really high up and stuff like that, the physics do act weird. Plus, I don't know if you've ever tried it. If you go driving around and jumping stuff, I don't think gravity is exactly Earth level gravity 100% because you could jump pretty far on just the right types of ramps. So it's pretty funny to see that as well. Cool. All right. That's a bunch of slurry dropped off. That'll get us some good money coming in there. All right. We're ready to get to April, which is our mowing time. Did we ever... We got more slurry in here, right? Not slurry, silage, right? Yeah, we got 55,000 liters now. Good. So we really just need more... We do need more hay. Okay. Looks good. When do we harvest again? I always forget. June. Gravity's so weird. When the player jumps off, falls off a building, you fall way too fast. It's almost like a teleport to the ground instead of falling. Yeah, okay. I haven't actually jumped off too many buildings, to be fair, but I can kind of see what you're saying. There might be more gravity on the player than... And actually, here's a really good question, right? As a player, you run around in this game in, first-person mode, right? Obviously, when you're driving the tractors, you're in third-person mode. So... I'm assuming that as a player, I mean, I know the character is there because if you play multiplayer, you can see other people's characters, but I'm assuming they have to like treat them differently. And obviously physics can't react the same to the player character as it does to equipment. Because if somebody runs into me in a tractor, it just goes, what, does it go through you? Or is it, I can't remember if it stops or just goes through you, but it doesn't knock you over or anything. So the physics for a player are definitely treated differently than they are for vehicles and things like that. All right, let's get you started on mowing. All right, again, we'll mow twice, and then we'll make hay. Hey, Hunter, how's it going? There's a PG rating of the game, so the gravity falling has to be child-friendly. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're not going to hurt yourself in the game, so... That's not going to be rendered or anything like that. Oh, goodness. Wow. There's a lot of people watching today. I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. Epic should put this game up for free more often. I apparently get more viewers when that happens. Hey, we're at 96,000 bucks. We're a tenth of the way to completion here. Wish there was an easier way for me to see when people are watching ads on YouTube. I'm sure I can get a mod, right? I'll probably connect to one of those stream managers that allows me to see that, because I can see the ads running on Twitch when they're running, but I can't see the YouTube ones at the moment. Yes, I do. I like to see everything. I don't know. It's just how I play games like this. Even in racing games, if I'm going to play a racing game, I'm usually zoomed out as far as I can be. Plus, I would say that the fact that I'm playing on a pretty large screen, the tractor itself still looks bigger to me than it probably does to you guys. So that's probably plays a factor as well. I don't know. I like to see my surroundings. I mean, to be fair, and I've mentioned this before, that's how I play, like, World of Warcraft. I zoomed out. It probably comes from playing World of Warcraft, actually. Because in World of Warcraft, when you're doing raiding, and I'm going to sound like a geek now for those that don't play that game, you just get used to the concept of zoomed out as far as possible so that you have full awareness of everything around you. And so I'm just used to that. I'm just used to being zoomed out as far as possible to always see everything around me. The FS official Discord was full of new people asking simple questions when the game was free on Epic. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it helps a lot of people, right? When they put free games out like that. That's really awesome. When PlayStation put it into their Game Pass thing or whatever, I got a big influx of viewers. Obviously, I think it's been in Xbox Game Pass from the beginning, so nothing changed there. How are the cows? I kind of distracted myself. We do need to get some more TMR. Let's go drop off some manure before I do the TMR. I actually play this game on an ultra-wide monitor, but I just don't have it in ultra-wide aspect ratio, because most people that are watching the videos don't have ultra-wide monitors, so I just keep it in the normal aspect ratio for you guys. But anytime I'm playing a game that does not get recorded and put on YouTube, I'm playing in the super wide, ultra-wide. How many computer monitors do I have? 6 at the moment. I have one right here that's technically my work monitor, so when I plug in my laptop into its dock, I can have a monitor here. I have 3 for my main computer, 2 right here in front of me, and 1 off to the left that keeps all, like, other information, and then I have 2 for my streaming PC. So 6 total. For the gaming PC, only 3. I play third person a lot in games for that reason. Like, yeah, I like to see everything. I'm with you. I like to see... That's probably why I don't play that many first-person shooter games and first-person games, right? Like, I'll play games like Assassin's Creed because I get to see the player. Like, I prefer, for whatever reason, you know, the third-person mode. But, I mean, everybody has their own things that they like, I guess. You have to count and point at your monitors. Doesn't mean you have too many monitors. Well, again, 3 monitors for a single computer is probably not too many. I just have a lot of monitors because I have multiple computers situated at my desk. If I had 6 monitors plugged into one computer, that'd probably be a bit excessive. I would agree with you there. Use one of them to watch your own stream on YouTube. I mean, I am watching my own stream on Twitch. And I am seeing the playback on YouTube. But the playback I'm seeing is not going to tell me what ads are running or anything like that. I was thinking it's going to be so hard to get used to the Xbox controller for the game because I'm a keyboard guy, but the game is so much better with the controller. Now I'm going to buy well. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I use the controller. I use an Xbox controller plugged into my PC. I love this game with it. I do have a steering wheel. I personally did not like the steering wheel for Farming Simulator. I know a lot of people that do, so I don't want to dissuade you from getting a steering wheel if that's something you're into. I personally just didn't like it. And the reason I didn't like it, not so much, the steering was amazing. Driving a tractor with the steering wheel was incredible. It was amazing. But the whole having to do all the controls to, you know, raise the header and lower the header and do all of the stuff for, you know, the front of the fork or just anything that you had to do with the buttons in the middle of the steering wheel, it just felt clunky to me and I couldn't get used to it. So even though the driving part was amazing, the rest of the mechanics just wasn't as much fun for me. Using another monitor to tell when we're on an outbreak. Yeah, that's fair. I could, although I think, like I said, I think I can get, there's certain websites that allow you to connect to your YouTube account and it'll tell you more stuff about, you know, when you got new subscribers and things like that. I have it, obviously. Twitch, I'll have all that included. But YouTube, I think you have to do a separate website to be able to get all that information. What is my favorite game? That's a tough question. That's a tough question. I mean, the 3 games that I stream are 3 of my favorite games. I do like Farming Simulator a lot, although I will admit, if I play too much Farming Simulator, I do get burnt out from time to time. So I do have to take breaks from Farming Simulator from time to time, whereas some of my other games I don't usually take as many breaks from. Civilization 6, it's the first game I started streaming or started playing on YouTube. It's definitely one of my go-tos. Obviously, if Civ 7 comes out ever someday, that'll be one that I play quite a bit of. And then I do like Football Manager. I don't know why. I've never watched a day of actual foot soccer ball in my life outside of the World Cup and maybe the Olympics. But I haven't actually watched like anything in England or anything like that. And yet I love Football Manager. So go figure on that one. And then of course I've told you my secret game, and I say secret because I don't ever put it on YouTube. The game that I play just for myself is World of Warcraft. I've been playing that game for how many years? 20, 25? I don't know. How many years has it been? 20 years, right? 2004, 2005, something like that? Or is it less than that? It was 2007. I don't remember. Oh, it was earlier than that. It was 2004. I think it's 20 years old. I've been playing that game pretty much, not necessarily nonstop, because I'm not playing it right now until the next expansion comes out. But I play it. I've played pretty much every expansion in that game. I can watch YouTube on a private browser to see what... Yeah, that's fair. That's true. Get joysticks for that part. Yeah, I could get joysticks for the... in fact, some of the farming controllers do have the whole kind of joystick setup for the front forks and stuff like that. So you are correct about that. Yeah, that controller is the best. Has all the buttons we need. I just need to buy a Bluetooth adapter so I can play the game while chilling on the... Yeah, that's true. I don't currently use a Bluetooth. I just have it plugged in just because I'm sitting here. But yeah, if I was playing across the room, I'd probably find a way to do it wireless. Do I have any plans on playing City Skylines 2 or Prison Architect 2? City Skylines 2, probably not. I've never really gotten into City Skylines stuff. I've tried it. I do technically own the first City Skylines. And I did used to play SimCity way back in the day. But I don't know. I've never really gotten into those games that much. Prison Architect, though, I really do enjoy Prison Architect 1 a lot. I actually have played that one quite a bit, and it's a lot of fun. Prison Architect 2, maybe. I kind of need to see the subject matter, because, as you guys know, I tend to try to keep mostly family-friendly games on the channel. I mean, the game that I play right now, Classified France 44, definitely has a lot more language than you're used to finding on my channel, but it is what it is. I still like that game. Most of my other games are not really that violent or really have any language, so I try to keep it pretty low-key. So I don't know what the... I mean, I know Prison Architect's like a playful version of a prison, right? Like, it's not It's not too graphic because of the way it looks, but I just want to make sure the subject matter is not anything that I would be worried if my kids watched, so to speak. So I have to go look at that again, but I do like that game a lot. It's kind of fun. Okay, so, sorry, my brain. I appreciate the people talking, by the way, just for the record, but I'm not used to it. I don't usually have this many people talking, so I really appreciate it. I will admit, I'm going to get distracted a little bit. Let's stay on camera. Oh, we got to hit TMR. That's right. TMR. But yeah, Prison Architect's a lot of fun. I like that type of building game. I think the reason I like Prison Architect more than a game like City Skylines, which obviously they're different games, but the idea is go build something, right? So at its root, they have a similar vibe in a sense, right? Build something from scratch, so to speak. But the reason I like Prison Architect is because I feel like it has a lot more goal-oriented, and I'm very, very much driven by, you know, goal-oriented stuff. Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was doing. And that's the reason why I like some of those types of games like that. So if it's a game that has lots of good goals in it, those are probably the games that I enjoy playing the most. I'm not a sandbox game player at all. I just can't do sandbox. Unless I have a story in mind. I have to develop my own story to play a sandbox game, right? Like, for example, Factorio arguably is just a sandbox game, right? But there is an end goal in some ways. You know, go build a rocket. You know, go find all the stuff that you need to build a rocket. And you can kind of create your own miniature goals along the way, which is a lot of fun for me. But yeah, just pure sandbox games are, I don't know. I have to have some reason to be playing. Different games, same publisher. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, City Skylines and Prison Architect. Now, Prison Architect, I know, was not Paradox originally, and then Paradox is publishing it, or did that change? I can't remember. Was City Skylines always Paradox? City Skylines has always been Paradox, right? I can't remember suddenly. Paradox has been bringing in a lot more other studios into their publishing umbrella, so that's been interesting to see. So I kind of forget which ones actually are truly originated Paradox and which ones they kind of acquired. Yeah, they bought Prison Architect a while back. That's what I thought. But when I first started playing Prison Architect, it was not owned by Paradox. So I guess that's kind of what I mean. I knew that they bought it after that. And I forget which ones they bought that are actually now Paradox officially, and which ones are just being published by Paradox. So obviously there's a little bit of a nuance there. I actually really like that game, Lamplighters League, which I obviously featured on the channel. I enjoyed that game a lot, but apparently it did not do well. And I think that studio is no longer underneath Paradox anymore or something. So kind of interesting to see how games that even I enjoy just didn't work out in the long run. Have I tried Ark Survival? I have not tried Ark Survival. I like them because it makes you think on how I can prove this or that. Yeah, okay, you're right. I will give you that, Shiny Mootank. The whole thing of City Skylines where, you know, you build some stuff and then City Skylines is a lot about go create some problems and then fix the problems, right? That's kind of how that game flows. Is like go build a bunch of stuff, make something really cool. All right, now you got traffic problems. Okay, well, how are you going to fix those traffic problems? Go fix those. And then, you know, now you got sewage problems or whatever. I don't know, you got all sorts of problems. It's a lot of like, go fix the problems you create yourself. The original developers of PC and console versions don't even work with the games anymore. That's what I've heard. There's a lot of games like that that the original developers are no longer like working on them anymore. We literally have exactly 1,000 liters left. We do. Okay, we got some milk we want to go drop off as well. It was a good night. Almost 5 in the morning here. Have a great stream. Thanks for making all the cool vids for us. Really helpful. Good night. Oh yeah, thanks, Cosmin. How's it? Have a good night. I'm assuming that means you are in... Let's see, that's a 9-hour difference. I think you said you were in Romania, didn't you? Yeah. Well, have a good night. And I guess good morning for you, I guess. And thanks for joining. We'll say 9-hour difference. That's not, England's 7, 8 hours, something like that. I know 9 hours is Eastern Europe, so that makes sense. I think I've mentioned before, I have a friend that lives in the Ukraine, so I know I know that time difference very well. Prison Architect 2 switched developers in the middle of development. Double 11 is some up to Brazilian studio called... Okay. Interesting. Now, here's a question. It's a Brazilian studio. I know that buying games in Brazil can often be very challenging. At least I've heard people say that before on... they've come on the stream and stuff like that. Obviously, if it's a Brazilian studio, I'm assuming that's one of the games you will be able to get in Brazil. But I've heard there's been some challenges with other games, unfortunately, because of licensing reasons and stuff like that. For example, I think Football Manager, I think I've heard you cannot buy in Brazil, which is really, to me, is really strange. But I live, I mean, what can I say? I live in the United States. You can buy anything here. there's very few things that are illegal of that, or like that kind of illegal. Yeah, we'll legalize like drugs and stuff, but we won't illegalize like content usually. At least VPN exists. That's true. That is true. Okay. All right, milk's dropped off. How are we doing on eggs? We can probably go pick some up real quick. As the farm has gotten bigger, there's definitely a lot more stuff to do from time to time. Which is good. It's a good problem to have. I will say this. If you are brand new to Farming Simulator, I highly recommend, if you haven't tried it yet, find a way to play multiplayer Farming Simulator. It is a lot of fun to find a friend and just play a farm with a friend. It is just... I know it doesn't mathematically make sense, but it feels like you get more than twice as much done with just one other person. Mathematically, that's not logical, but you get so much stuff done with just having another person floating around. It's a lot of fun. I love playing. Every time we've had a Farming Simulator, I have a buddy that we always play. We'll play like 300 hours of it together as soon as it comes out. We'll just be playing for weeks on weeks, you know, day after day after day. We'll play hours, you know, tons of time. And we'll log like 300 hours easily together on some massive farm, and then that's it. We'll have fun. That's it for that year's version of Farming Simulator. Why did I bring the trail over here? I don't know. I got distracted. But yeah, definitely give multiplayer a try. It's awesome. Alrighty. How are the cakes doing? They're doing all right. We will need to resupply some stuff soonish. Let's turn the strawberries back on to distribute. At least out of one of them. Just to fill them back up. And the next time we get some milk, we'll drop some milk off as well. Cool. May is a nothing month for us. Fertilizing. May is a fertilizing month for us. All right. Do you and your buddy work on the same farm and make their own farm on the same server? Like competing? No, we work together. We usually work together. In fact, I don't know if we've ever done separate farms, come to think of it. We just enjoy, you know, the teamwork, right? Like if you're harvesting, one person can be running the harvester, the other person can drive up alongside it with the trailer and then cycling through that, and just, you never have to stop the harvester. The harvester can just go nonstop. And while you're harvesting, the other person can kind of start baling behind you. So everything just gets done faster. And if you throw in the the occasional worker, which usually we do mostly without workers. We very rarely actually use workers when it's two of us. But occasionally it's, you know, nice to just throw a worker on a field and then you can both be doing something as well. So it's very convenient. Or, you know, he's taking care of feeding the animals. He's getting all the TMR while I'm harvesting the fields, things like that. Just the multitasking really, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. Plus, I mean, the whole time you're sitting there talking to somebody, which makes the time pass quickly. Lots of good stuff. There's not really gonna be much for us to do in May, is there? Like I said, we have to do the fertilizing, so let me get that rolling. I just have a thought. Okay, I had a panic moment thought. I was like, did I ever actually weed? I did weed. Okay, good. Can't believe this little tiny tractor has gotten us this entire run. That's awesome. It has been a workhorse for us. Not a very powerful workhorse, but it's been powerful enough to get most of what we needed from it. It was crazy. Me and my friend, we have known each other for 16 years, and we have never met in person. we actually met playing World of Warcraft, and then we have played any game you could possibly imagine since then together. We have played a lot of games together, and seen a lot of life grow up together, right? 16 years, that's a long time. He's basically seen all my kids grow up, because I met him just before my oldest was born. And then I've seen all his kids grow up, and, you know, they're all getting married and off and stuff like that. They're having babies. He just became a grandfather, which is crazy. So it's just, I don't know, it's just fun to, it's a small world in a sense that you can meet somebody that can become a friend for life like that, but also never actually meet them. You know what I mean? But there's a slim chance we will be able to meet each other for the first time in 16 years coming up here soon, hopefully. The world we live in, when you can effectively have a best friend that lives, you know, in a completely different part of the world and still everything's okay, right? Like, it's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of awesome. Made a trip to California, New York to visit game, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, like I said, it's a good look. There's a lot of negatives about the internet and stuff like that, but there's also a lot of positives of just having a world where you can have close friends that, you know, not only just live in a different part of the country, live in a different country entirely, right? You know, I've had friends that live in Portugal. I've had friends that live in, you know, England, you know, whatever. So it's just cool to be able to talk to people about stuff that, you know, you might not normally be able to see in a, you know, 30 years ago, it would not have been a thing, or necessarily 40 years ago, whatever. All right, cool. Drop that off. So fertilizing's done. How we doing on cows again? Cows are good for 1 more month. And chickens are okay. All right. And we're harvesting next month. Yes, June. Cool. We're getting there. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check. What is our next sale? So again, cakes are September. And we'll check September, and then if not, we'll do January. And then the other thing we're selling, well, of course, eggs is November. Butter we're just selling regularly right now. Yeah, so it's just the eggs and the cake that we care about. I will say one good thing about multiplayer as well is if you do multiplayer with a server, and servers are really cheap. They're like, I can get a server for like $2 or $3 a month or something like that. They're pretty cheap. But if you do a server, you can actually keep the server running all the time, right? So that way, at any point, like I can log on for a day and go do some stuff, right? And then even if he can't play, I can play a little bit of the game, and he comes in and he's able to pick up where I left off, stuff like that, which is kind of fun. Just to kind of keep the flow going. Even if we're not in a position where we're able to play at the exact same time, we both know that we're kind of participating in the same end goal, which is always cool. I guess we did it a month delayed, didn't we? So we'll have to wait till July to harvest, which makes sense. How are we doing on? I haven't checked the water in a while. We'll have to fill it up here in July, probably. Oh, look at all this forestry equipment. It's preparing me for our next live stream. Not the very next one, but the next live stream series that we're going to do is probably going to be forestry. I reserve the right to be like, change my mind because I'm a little nervous about it, but more than likely we're going to finally try the forestry in this game. Oh, not you. I want the white tractor. Nervous? Did you ask? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Cameron. Are you talking about me being nervous? I don't know if I'm nervous or not. The platinum map, I can't remember the name of it. Silver? Yeah, silver. Yeah, I actually don't remember the name of it either. I've never played it. But yeah, I'm going to be playing on that map. The goal will be to build a roller coaster. We'll see what happens. It might not work out. We'll find out. Which I think means we have to do mining as well, right? We have to... There's like an iron mine on that map that we have to interact with. Oh, nervous about meeting my friend. Oh, okay. No. Like I said, we've known each other forever now. So, no, not nervous at all. Oh, actually, do we need straw for the cows as well? Yes, definitely. I mean, it's going to be a little weird, obviously, because even though we've obviously seen pictures of each other at this point, like we've talked on video chat and stuff like that a few times, but people never look the same in person that they do even on camera. It's just going to be a little weird on that context. And obviously people sound differently in person than they do when you hear them over a microphone, so that's going to be funny too. I mean, obviously, even dating, I guess, there's a lot of people that meet and do dating online, right? And meet online and stuff like that. That's become more of a common thing. The difference being, I don't think you're going to be dating somebody for 16 years without meeting them. I feel like there's some reasons why that might not work out. Being friends is okay. Dating for 16 years, at some point you got to meet. It kind of defeats the point. Did not mean to pick up both those. The robot cow farm is so expensive. Have you ever used it? I have never used it. I want to use it because it does look very nice, but you're right. It is very expensive. That being said, I will say, I mean, 45 cows, the 45 cows we have right now, they make us a pretty good amount of money, right? We do get some good money off the milk, or in this case, the butter, because we're making butter now. We get a good amount of money off of them. I would imagine having the full, what is it, 80 from the robot one? You'd probably make some money quickly enough that it would eventually pay for itself. It probably, like if you were to just get a loan, just enough to buy that building, I would not be surprised if the cows within it produce enough to pay that loan's interest and then some. So maybe someday I just need to bite the bullet and get the big one. But honestly, for me, most of the time, 45 is enough. There's very rarely that I felt like the 45 cows we have is not sufficient for what I need to produce. I forgot the other 2 bits. But yeah, I definitely want to try it sometime. It's what, 700k? 800k? Something like that? 722. And you just have to drop off... You just have to drop off the individual components, right? The hay, all that stuff. You don't have to mix the silage anymore for TMR, or do you have to mix the TMR still? Like I said, I've never tried it, so I assumed for that price you don't have to mix the TMR anymore. Yeah, I need to try that sometime for sure. I do have this thing. If you haven't seen my Zelanka save. It's a mod, but I do have this. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's production, isn't it? Yeah, this little cow feed mixer, which you just put all the ingredients in there and then it mixes it to TMR for you. That's very nice. It's very convenient. New definition of long distance relationship. When distance is married in years, that's some loyalty right there. I gotta say that. That's for sure. I mean, mine and my wife's relationship developed over long distance. I mean, we met locally. Like, I met her in person. But then shortly after we met, she was getting, she went into basic training. She was in the Army. And so our relationship developed through snail mail of all things. I actually wrote her a letter in the mail every single day while she was gone in basic training. And that's essentially how we fell in love. And then shortly after she graduated from basic training and just before she got stationed at her duty station, that was when I proposed, and we got married the next day. I proposed one day, we got married the next day, and then I got on her orders to be at her duty station like the week after that. So, yeah, one of those things. All right, cows are good. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool falling in love the old-fashioned way through snail mail. That was kind of an interesting thing. I feel like we're missing something, forgetting something, but I guess not. I think we're ready to get to July. And come July, obviously we're going to be doing some harvesting finally. Remember that TMR mixer from the playthrough? Oh, yeah. Quick question about autoloaders. Can any trailer haul pallets? I mean, not every trailer is connected to the autoloader, if that's what you're asking. I mean, any trailer you can put a pallet in the back of any trailer, but I'm assuming because you mentioned autoloaders, you're specifically talking about the autoload mods. For example, this universal autoload mod here, this is the list of trailers that it can autoload onto, including some vehicles. You can actually autoload onto some trucks, which is cool. There's actually quite a few vehicles here that they've got in this list. Actually, a lot of vehicles. So yeah, that's what this one can do. There might be other autoload mods that can do different, but that's what that one can do. All right, we're in June. Let's get to July. Why do I always feel like I'm forgetting something? Eggs are going to be okay for one more month, I think. All right, come on, game. Cool. All right, let's get started here. All right, we definitely want to get started on the harvesting. I did not realize the second harvester qualified as a dump point for the other harvester. That's kind of funny. All right, got you guys going. Go pick up some eggs and stuff. I gotta remember to go do some manure real quick before we start filling up the trailer with grain. All right, let me let you finish this row and then I'll get you going the other direction. I think one of the reasons why people don't like loading pallets is because they try using tractor front loaders instead of forklift. You're right. Forklifts are a little bit easier to use. And I have used forklifts as well at sometimes. But again, for me, it's another piece of equipment to buy. So usually I've already got the tractor. So grabbing a front loader or front attachment for the tractor is just easier and cheaper. But you're right. Front forklifts are just typically going to be better. Especially since forklifts can actually stack, right? You can actually stack on the forklift to load them up, which is obviously going to make things a lot more convenient. I'm just glad that they added the ability to auto load from the manure pit over here. Used to, you had to get a front loader or something like that to pick up manure. This is convenient. This is nice. Thank you. Thank you, Giants. Yeah, I got a lot of manure. That is true. I'm sure it smells wonderful over here. Oh, sorry. I was reading its comment. What mod is it that you have for trailer loading? I'm right there with you. I don't want to buy more equipment just for pallets. It's called this. It's this universal autoload. Which, if you are playing on console, unfortunately, Jake, it is not. I've heard it is not available on console. Although somebody did say there is some form of autoload mod available for console. It's just maybe not as good. But I don't know what it is because like I said, I don't play on console. But yeah, universal autoload. Forklift also moves around a lot easier. Yeah, that's true. Forklift, you can basically spin it on a dime practically, right? A lot easier than a tractor since they are designed to work in its warehouse and narrow space. Exactly. Yep. So forklifts are very convenient for that kind of thing. 100%. Oh, you're on PC? Yeah. So yeah, universal autoload is what it's called, Jake. I don't know if we're going to be able to get one more load of manure dropped off before we have to go collect our crop. I guess we'll just do it anyway, even if the harvesters have to sit there for a minute. I'll go ahead and just grab one more load of manure. Imagine having to clean that. Yeah, that's true. I'm assuming you're talking about the manure. That's a lot of manure to clean up. Still got 83,000 liters in there. I hope people do not mind a little bit of manure smell in their barley flour. Big fan of the farming videos. My son's 5 and 3 request to watch your videos every night for bedtime. Oh, wow. I really appreciate that. My kids are watching right now, I believe. My boys are... one's 10 and one is 8. A little bit older than yours, but I remember when mine were 5 and 3, not that long ago. But yeah, no, I definitely try to keep my content family friendly. The only game I have right now that is not really family friendly is the World War II classified France game. Which, I mean, it's about war and soldiers and stuff, so hopefully most people wouldn't be letting their kids watch that without a little bit of a guidance anyway. But everything else should be pretty family friendly. But yeah, like I said, my kids watch my stuff too. My boys, at least. I don't know if my daughters watch anything. They might. I think they've watched occasionally, but my boys definitely watch a lot. Truth be told, you might start seeing some games on my channel soon that are dictated by what they would actually prefer to watch. Now, the one game they watch the most on YouTube, I probably will never play, and that is Minecraft. I just personally have no interest in playing Minecraft, but they love that game, and they watch videos of that all the time. How did I place that building there? I have a mod that allows me to place stuff anywhere on the map. I mostly use it for situations like this over here. It's called Place Anywhere, is literally what the mod's called. I mostly use it for stuff like this where I can overlap these buildings right here, where the drop-offs are kind of overlapping, just to kind of make it look cleaner. But the side effect is that I can put stuff on land that I don't own. And yeah, I mean, you take that for what you will. Maybe it's cheating, maybe it's not, I don't know. But I just didn't want to mess with... none of my fields looked good, so I just kind of put it over there. It's whatever. I could have easily bought that field just to put it, but... it's just a power plant. I do an awesome job putting content in place so it's easy to find and watch. Yeah, hopefully, occasionally I forget to put a playlist up, but hopefully most of it is playlisted so you can find it pretty easily. You love Minecraft, your kids will be playing a lot of it soon. June 13th is Minecraft's next. Oh, is it really? That's only a few days away. I'll have to ask them if they are looking forward to that. What's the mod again? Oh, the mod for placing anything is literally called Place Anywhere, is what it's called. I don't know if it's available on console, if you happen to play on that, but it is called Place Anywhere. My oldest is obsessed with Minecraft. I finally bought Farming Simulator again, and now my son only wants to watch my videos. Well, I appreciate it. I've pulled him from the dark side of Minecraft. No, that's awesome. My kids are spoiled to no end about Minecraft. I've mentioned this before, but I have like a movie theater room set up. That sounds fancier than it actually is. Seriously, what it really is that I have a very large basement it's all built out right, and one side of it was perfectly situated to set up kind of like a movie theater thing. So it's not like I have a movie theater room or anything like that. I'm not that rich, but I have a big basement. So we have like tiered movie theater chairs. We have like 8 chairs in there that are in tiers, and then we have like a giant 140-inch screen. And so my boys play Minecraft on a 140-inch projection screen. The blocks are literally like as big as their head. It's hilarious. Oh, you're on PC, Cameron? Okay, well, yeah. Place Anywhere is what it's called, if I remember correctly. I think that's what it's called. But it's very convenient. Now, it is Place Anywhere, and it's pretty legit, pretty literal when it says that. So you can place things in places that are not great. Like, I could probably place something in the middle of the highway if I wanted to. So you have to kind of use a little bit of a, your own intelligence to make sure you're not putting something somewhere stupid, but it does work nicely for just placing stuff off to the side that you don't want to clutter up your own farm with. All right, that is that. I guess we could grab some more manure while we're... Oh, no, we can't, because it can only hold 2 loads at the biogas anyway. Let's just bring this over to this side of things. And maybe we start baling at this point? Getting a lot of this straw picked up. We don't need all this straw, but we can turn the straw into money at this point, so might as well pick it up. I say that. We don't need it. Could just ignore the straw. I mean, it is money, but it's also work. And I don't really want to have to go pick up a bunch of straw just to put it into here. We've got plenty of straw for the cows for a while. Yeah, we got 225,000 liters still. Yeah, I think we just ignore the straw. We're going to get to $1 million without the straw. Let's put it that way. So I don't think we really desperately need to run that. How are the cows doing on TMR? They need one more load. They're good on straw for a little bit longer. And then we do need to empty out some milk. Okay. So let's get the stuff over here. Getting a little bit low on our bales, but should be able to make it to when they need food again. Do you play games now? I don't play games personally on that because I'm always playing PC games. But I am jealous of them because when I was a kid, what I played video games on growing up was a 13-inch like little tube TV, right? Little tiny 13-inch tube TV. And they beat me by 10x. So I'm jealous. But no, I don't play a lot of games just because I play so much on PC. But I do watch movies. We will watch movies with on that screen, which is awesome. Truth be told, I don't really have a reason to go to a movie theater anymore. A lot of stuff is coming up. Summer Game Fest, June 7th. Xbox Showcase on June 9th. It's basically... Yeah. You good. It's a good point. There's also... Not only that, not only are there some good things like that what you're talking about coming up, but there's also just a lot of games coming up. I mean, if you watch my YouTube channel at all, I've been playing Railroad Corporation. The second version of that's coming out. Frostpunk 2 is coming up. Obviously, we talked about Farming Simulator. The next one should be coming up by end of year. Football Manager, the next one will be up by mid of the year. F1 Manager's coming up in a couple months or a month or something like that. I mean, for me personally, World of Warcraft is going to have an expansion by end of year. It's a very busy year. It's going to have a lot of stuff coming up this year. Oh, I need to get you over to the trader, my friend. Man, we only bought one more harvester, and it feels like we're going to be done harvesting before I even get the cows fed or anything else. It's definitely going faster, which is nice. I mean, we still have one whole field to do, to be fair. But it does feel like it's going faster. There's a game that I'm looking forward to playing on the channel at some point, which is called U-Boat. I think it's just called U-Boat. Submarine simulator, obviously. But it's been in early access for a long time, and I have played it in early access, but I know that the full release is coming up really soon, so I've been kind of holding off playing any more of the early access lately until the full release comes up here in a month or two. But I like submarine games like that. Like, I've played Silent Hunter. Pretty much all of the Silent Hunters, going back pretty far. And I love those types of games, so U-Boat looks like it'll be pretty fun too. I know people have been asking about like Manor Lords. Obviously, that's very popular right now. I will probably try out Manor Lords at some point. Personally, though, I'm probably just going to wait for the full release down the road, or a little further along with the early access, one of the two. I mean, it could be in early access for 3 years for all we know. I don't know. So I'm not saying I won't ever play it in early release, but I probably won't. I'm not going to play it right now because I think there's a few balance issues that people I've heard talk about, and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just play the game when it's 100% full, more like closer to being done and more fun. But that being said, I have played a lot of early access games that feel like complete games, and I think that's one of them. That's, again, other than balance issues and stuff like that, it looks like it's got a lot of completeness to it already. Only ship-based game I played is Sea of Thieves. That community can be toxic. I've heard that. I've never tried Sea of Thieves, but I have heard the community is not great. Both my boys are watching now. Can they get a shout out? Names are Thomas and Colt. Hey Thomas, hey Colt, how's it going? Glad y'all can join. I appreciate it. Also, Farming Simulator is better than Minecraft. Oh, those are fighting words. I'm just kidding. My sons are watching as well, Thomas and Colt, so y'all can have a virtual wave at each other. What was I doing? Oh yeah, we got to feed the cows. I'll bring the pitchforks and torches. He said, what? Oh, Minecraft is better. I love it. Yeah. You know what? I will give credit where credit is due. For what Minecraft started out as, right? I mean, if you're anybody that's been around for a while in video games, Minecraft was like, it was nothing when it was a very basic game when it first came out, right? And then is it Microsoft that bought it for like millions upon like a couple $1,000,000 or something like a lot of money? It has become such a big game. It is crazy to think what that game has turned into from when you consider its origins, right? It's just, it is mind-boggling. So credit where it's due. That is, whoever came up with the idea for Minecraft, I mean, they have changed, they've literally changed history. Like, you cannot argue. They have not, it might be one of the biggest change, kind of impacts on video games. It might be one of the biggest impacts on video games ever. For the dollar, like, that it cost to build it originally. Was it a single developer? I actually don't remember that part. I don't remember if it was a single developer or not, but I just remember it was not a big deal at the very beginning, but it got very popular very fast, and now it's everywhere. Yeah, Microsoft bought. Yeah, I thought so. That's awesome. You get to the point where a big name company can buy your product, you know you've made it, right? If Google or Amazon or Microsoft or Sony, or if they're buying your stuff, you've made it big. Which is awesome. As a programmer who technically went to college to be a video game designer and have never designed a video game in my life, one day maybe, I have to take my hat off to guys that are able to come up with fairly simple ideas at concept and then turn them into amazing games that just work. I take my hat off to them. Even if I will never play Minecraft a day in my life, I will forever always have respect for the guys that created that. Basically one person. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was a pretty small team, if not just a single person. Minecraft is 15 years old. It only costs $20 to buy. Yeah, no DLC and free update. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. First iteration of Minecraft was created in 3 days. That's insane. It is so crazy. And it just proves that a game does not have to look good to be good, right? And I don't mean that it looked bad. I just mean, like, go look at, Factorio, that's not a very flashy game. A Balatro, that game blew up. That's a card game that blew up. It's a very basic looking game. If you got a good game idea, that's all that matters. The graphics, sometimes graphics take away from the quality of a game and don't enhance it, if you think about that. There's certain games like this, right? Farming Simulator will always be a game that good graphics will be good for this game because it makes it feel more lifelike. So 100%. Games like this, games like Call of Duty, stuff like that, realistic graphics, yeah, those are kind of needed. But that doesn't mean that it's so easy to make a basic game with minimal graphics that is just tons of fun. Sorry to ask the same question again. Do you have the Kubota DLC? I do. Do I? I think so. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I have the Kubota DLC. And if you asked that earlier, I'm sorry, I missed it. Minecraft didn't look good and performance wasn't great since it was coded in Java. Yeah, okay, yeah, the original Minecraft, you're right. It didn't look great. But it was still a good, solid game, right? Obviously, it was solid enough to stick around this long. But to your point, it was not... The graphics did get a huge improvement a couple years after it was made, right? The things that people have created in Minecraft is insane. I've seen people recreate like circuit boards and like computers in Minecraft using logic sensors and logic circuits and stuff like that. I've seen people create masterpiece like I think someone rebuilt what Stormwind from World of Warcraft in Minecraft, like to the block, almost like it looked really good. My sons have come up with just some of the most insane, ginormous things in the world. And it's cool, the creativity that you can come up with in a game like Minecraft. I wonder how much Minecraft impacted the creator of Java or Oracle. That's a good question. That is actually a really good question. You're good, man. I'm just not sure if it's worth it at all. I've almost bought it a few times and decided not to. Good question. Let me see. I mean, there's a few decent things in here. I mean, personally, I would never use the wheel loader or the skid steers or the front loader, whatever. I would just, personally, the only thing on this list I would use are these 3 tractors. To get a whole DLC just for 3 tractors that I would use, because obviously I don't personally, I don't like doing the orchards and stuff, which is what this tractor's for. And again, I don't really use these. I don't have a reason to use one of these sidekicks, but they're cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. They look cool. And there's plenty of already built-in black attachments here. So why would I use the orange ones? So yeah, if I'm paying this entire pack just for these 3, I probably wouldn't buy it. The only reason I have it, I think, is because it came with the season pass. Like, I bought the season pass, so I have all of the DLCs that come with the season pass for that. Oh, sorry, tractor. But personally, if I wasn't paying for the season pass, then I probably wouldn't have any of those DLCs, because honestly, most of them you can just get a free tractor off of the mod hub pretty easily. You see some build a working tractor. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That's pretty awesome, but yeah, that does not surprise me. I don't think $12 is worth for 3 tractors, so I can easily use something. Yeah, exactly. I would agree with you, Jake. That's a pretty hefty price for 3 tractors that you might use. But again, you might consider the season pass, because I think you can still go back and buy the first and second season passes, right? And that should come with everything. If you might consider the price of that, that might be worth it. I don't know. Plus, the season passes come with the expansions, right, for each year. So that's about the only reason I would go ahead and get those packs. I would say the expansions are more worth it than some of the DLCs, right? Definitely the premium expansion. I love the fact that they added in all the vegetables and stuff. So the premium expansion I've enjoyed that a lot. Plus the new map, the Zelonka map, I really enjoy that. Platinum expansion, if you're not going to do the lumber stuff, you could probably pass. But I think there's still some good things in this. Just less good things for me personally. I mean, I guess the tractor I'm using right now, I didn't realize came from the Platinum expansion. But there are more things here that I would probably take advantage of. As well as, again, eventually I'm going to try out the lumber stuff, so. Or someone made Pokemon Red. Oh, yeah! I think I saw the Pokemon emulator in Minecraft as well. If you're interested, look up Pokemon Red. Yeah, okay, yeah. And Pokemon Red, is that the one from Game Boy, right? Yeah, I think that's what you said, Game Boy. Which makes sense, because Game Boy is obviously very basic graphics. So it would be relatively easy. I say easy. Not to take away from the awesome job that the person did, but in the context of, you know, it's at least doable in Minecraft, because you're going to be using pixelated graphics anyway. That's pretty awesome. That is really cool. I mean, I've heard of people making video games in Excel spreadsheets, of all things. Didn't somebody make like Tetris in Excel or something like that? I don't remember. It's something look crazy like that. Like, people come up with some of the most amazing ideas. It's awesome. I'll probably just hold off on this one and get the top edition when FS22 comes out. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good point. And just keep your eyes open for sales. Obviously, all those things are going to go on sale as the next Farming Simulator approaches. You'll probably be able to get it for like 75% off or something like that. I need to make a video game. I really do. I graduated from college 12 years ago. Right? Well, yeah, 12 years ago. And always told myself, I'll just go get a job to have some money, and then I'm going to start working on my video game. And 12 years later, it has never happened. I just, one of these days, I just need to sit down and start making a video game. I don't even know if I remember half the stuff needed to make a video game these days. Where are you going? I thought about, like, just doing a YouTube series of me making a video game, right? But there's definitely some concerns, possible concerns about doing that. One, if it ever became a video game that was worth anything, do I really want to put all my code out there like that? I don't know. But two, also, I'm just not... It's been so long since I've touched anything video game related from a programming standpoint. I'd hate to be embarrassed by my lack of experience these days. Okay. Cows are fed. Straw's okay. We do need to drop off some milk, so let's get that rolling real quick. Simple textures, library assets that already exist. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. You're talking about... yeah. I mean, obviously a lot of... there's a lot of game engines out there now, right? That you can go tap into. I've actually made my own game engine before. That's what I did back in college. We made our own video game engine. It was just a 2D engine, but, you know, it had the ability to plug in sound. It had the ability to plug in, you know, simple graphics and things like that. It was just fun to kind of experiment out and understand what it takes to build a game engine. Why did I come... I always do that. I'm talking, and I forget to load up my milk. I need a big flashing sign that says, "Hey, dummy, you're not full." Have a good night. I'm going to go and start watching the series again to keep working on getting caught up on all of them. Thanks for the shout out for the boys. You're awesome. Oh, I appreciate that, Jake. I really do. And I appreciate that you are able to let your boys watch. I will try to always keep everything clean, so should never have to worry. But again, thank you. Thank you for your support. All right, you're good to go. I guess if I'm not going to do the straw stuff, I can disable the straw swath now. I mean, it doesn't matter that the straw swaths are there, because as soon as I start planting seed, it'll go away. Unlike grass, the straw swaths do not stick around. At least they didn't used to. I'm going to laugh if they actually stick around this time and I didn't realize it. Pretty sure they don't, though. Oh. I've just never noticed it before, but I'm actually getting a notice that says ads will be running shortly for viewers on YouTube. Huh. Well, I just need to move that window to a place I can see it better. Like on Twitch, you can actually see the video, like the ads in progress. On YouTube, it at least tells me that there's going to be ads. It just doesn't show me the progress. Okay. Well, I'm glad to know that's there. It's helpful. Yeah, Twitch does let you choose when to run ads. You are correct. Like I could snooze the ads that are coming up here in 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Or I could run them now and then it'll delay it further after that. So you're right. Twitch does give you a little bit more control, maybe, if that's the right word. Oh, I need to drop off milk at the dairies, or at the bakeries as well. Still need to mow, and I still need to collect water. A couple more things left to do. I miss Mixer streaming service. I never interacted with Mixer. I know they have what, Kick now? Is that the other one? The other big one? I mean, I technically could stream to Kick as well if I really wanted to, but I don't know that I really care. I think Twitch and YouTube are going to be like the main ones, and that's probably all I care about at my at my size of viewership. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever checked out Mixer. Technically, you can also stream to TikTok too, right? But I think I've heard it's really hard to get a stream key for TikTok. Plus, I don't have a vertical format figured out for my OBS yet. It's part of the reason why I haven't really messed around with shorts. Maybe I should, but you kind of want to make sure you have a vertical format kind of figured out, or else you have to do a lot of editing in post. A streaming service made by Microsoft that was sold to Facebook. Oh, okay, yeah. Mixer had an awesome interface for viewers. You could create your own games and buttons for your... Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I never interacted with it. I mean, I've heard of it, obviously, but I've never... I guess never really had a reason to go look at it. All right, let's drop off some slurry. How are the harvesters doing? All right, you're doing all right. Let's get you going the other direction now. Wouldn't it be faster to get one harvester with a 15-meter header versus two harvesters with 5 meters? Yeah, no. Yes and no. And what I mean by that is the headers that are 15 meters, and again, that's a very big one, right? There's that one, and that's it, right? So it's just this one. The harvester that goes with that is $550,000 for the same price of $550,000 plus plus 100,000 bucks for 650,000 bucks. For that same price, I could buy 4 5-meter harvesters. So take that for what you will. Realistically, if I was going to get a better harvester, I'd probably go with something like this John Deere, and its harvester header is only 7.6 meters, right? And so 2 5-meter harvesters are going to be not only cheaper than this 285,000 harvester, but 10 meters is obviously bigger than 7.6 meters. So that's the reason why I went with the 2 5-meters. Normally, historically, I have gone with bigger harvesters. It wasn't until recently that I'm like, wait a minute. If I don't care about the worker prices, because that's the only addition, is that you're going to have to, if you're paying workers, you have to pay your workers more for having 2 harvesters versus 1. That's the only difference. Other than that, it is so much cheaper to buy 2 small harvesters than it is to buy 1 bigger one. Yes and no. You can technically connect any harvester to any header. You cannot run any harvester with any header. Some of the harvesters are not powerful enough to run the 15-meter header. For example, this John Deere, I have used this one with a 15-meter header. I think it was this John Deere, one of these, and it was not powerful enough to push the 15-meter header. So you do have to have a little bit of a powerful harvester behind the larger headers, but you're right. You can technically connect different ones. But again, even if I were to go with this, let's say it can run it, 285,000 bucks to run, and plus the 100,000 bucks for the header, that's almost 400,000 bucks for a harvester. I mean, I could buy 4 of these for 400,000 bucks. So, and then you're ultimately getting more. Use the top liner. I find that very surprising because I know for a fact on my game saves, this one could not run the 15-meter header. That is interesting that you're able to run that, because I know I've tried this Deutz-Farrier. I've tried this Kloss. I've tried a couple of them, and it could not run the 15-meter header at all. Like, it was not able to push it. Now, it's possible the farm I was using had a hill, maybe. So going uphill, maybe it wasn't able to do it. That might be my sample size was skewed because of the location, but I don't know. I definitely know for a fact that I was not able to run the biggest one because I thought I could. I was like, hey, look at me. I'm being smart. I'm going to grab a ginormous header for this tiny little tractor. Nope, did not work out. Or if it did work, it ran like 3 miles an hour or something like that, right? Where, I mean, if you're running at 3 miles an hour, are you really saving any time at all? Yeah, that surprised me. That's interesting that you're able to use it. Maybe it was just the Kloss one. Maybe I'm thinking of this Kloss one. So it did go 1 mile an hour slower. Okay. Maybe it was this Kloss one I'm thinking of. This one's only 221 horsepower. The Holland. I could have sworn I tried that green one. I've tried a lot of these cheap tractors because they're cheap. I frequently buy the cheap ones. Maybe I'm thinking of this one though, which is only 221 horsepower. It's possible. I mean, that is a lot of horsepower for the price. To be fair, that is a lot of horsepower for that price. I'll have to try it again sometime. But anyway, end of the day though, you're still, you know, buying a couple small harvesters is just, you know, nice. Usually I just start with one small harvester because I just can't afford anything bigger anyway. In this case, I just happened to be like, you know what? We got enough money. Let's go buy a second harvester. So that's how that went down. Oh, that's right. I was like, what am I doing? I got to go empty out the other harvester. Oh, I gotta leave some stuff in here for the chickens. So we 22,000 liters. Okay, slurry. I'm pretty sure I've tried this John Deere with the big harvester header, and it did not run. And this is 387 horsepower. Because I remember thinking, okay, cool, this is a John Deere. I'll just get the cheap John Deere tractor and the very large header. And I could swear that one did not run at all. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Because I think it was on my my grandfather tribute run. I think it's when I tried out the bigger header on that one. And I had to go back and get the smaller header after all. On downside, the harvest fills up quite fast since the cheap harvest have small storage. That's true. They do have very small storage. Well, relatively small compared to the big harvesters. It's kind of funny to me how different games that I stream get audiences on different platforms. Because I stream on both Twitch and YouTube for all the games that I play, right? But Farming Simulator and Civilization tend to get more viewers on YouTube, whereas Football Manager tends to get more viewers on Twitch. I don't know the reasoning behind all that. It's just funny. Yes, simulator-based games do better on YouTube because people want to watch the series from... Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. There might be something like that. Maybe Farming Simulator targets an older audience, and older audiences use YouTube more than Twitch. It's possible. How many people in their 40s and higher use Twitch? I mean, I'm in my 40s and higher, and I do use Twitch, but that's probably because I have reasons that I use Twitch. I'm more into the gaming scene to begin with. But if you're just a casual, like Farming Simulator is a game that appeals to older people in general that might not be into normal video games, right? Because simulation games do tend to fit that niche. Like my dad would probably play a simulation game, but he's not going to go play Call of Duty, right? And so I think certain games definitely, you're right, do have slightly varying audiences, and there might be a draw on one platform versus another for various reasons. Alrighty. Yeah. July is a big month for us. Goodness, we got a lot to do in July. Already spent 51 minutes in July alone. Two little harvesters are about to crash into each other. I'm a programmer. I don't count. That's fair. I'm very tech, I guess, savvy, or tech driven, if you will. So I'm going to kind of get into some of that stuff. Although I say that, and like I said, I haven't even touched that Kick, platform at all, and I didn't really ever look at Mixer. So I do have a line that I draw, I guess. I don't do. There's certain social media things, like I don't really look at TikTok. I don't really look at Instagram, any of that kind of stuff. Which is probably another reason why I haven't really gotten into the YouTube Shorts side of things, because I'm just not. I don't really watch that kind of content very often. Ooh. I can't tell. Are they going to hit? I think they're fine. That is close. Oh, no. They did it. Wow, I could not have planned that width any more perfectly than that. There's no possible way I could have done that on purpose. That is, I'm proud of myself for no real reason. That is the most perfect. I don't know why. Like, I've played this game a lot, and I have run two like harvesters or two seeders, things like that on a field before, and they always crash into each other. After however many hundreds of hours of playing this game, that is the most satisfying pass I've ever seen of two vehicles running the same field. I don't know. I'm geeking out a little bit because of something silly like that. That's so funny. All right, harvesters, you guys done a great job. Finishing all 3 fields in 55 minutes. That's not bad. Did I see... Oh, okay, no. I did not see that, actually. Did I see my message about farm production DLC and new selling points, or was I distracted and missed... No, you did not miss me talking about it. I just missed your message. Are you asking if there were new sell points? I have not tried the farming production DLC. I might try it eventually. I'm not sure. I have to think about it. I mean, I already paid extra money for the season pass, so any of the DLCs that are not included in the season pass, I've kind of just ignored. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Oh, I gave too much. That's all right. We'll still be fine. There's like a dozen new sell points and they sell way higher than the regular... Oh, really? Okay. Well then, yeah, I might have to get that. If it adds some value to the game of like making the prices better and stuff like that. Yeah. I might have to go ahead and just get it. I guess one thing I could do is I could always put down sell points myself on a map before I actually started playing the map, right? Like you could come in here and what am I gonna think? Oh yeah, over here. Sorry. My brain was not thinking for a second. I could come in here and just plop down a bunch of different sale points just to kind of get more variance in prices across the board. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to check out that production thing though. There were some other aspects of the production one that I did like the idea of, but again, I just wasn't really wanting to pay extra if I didn't have to. Like, I don't mind paying for DLCs, but I already feel like I've paid for DLCs, you know what I mean? It's also part of the reason why I don't have the pumps and hoses pack, because that one's extra. But that one, there's no reason I would ever use the pumps and hoses. I'm just not interested. The production one, I'm at least interested in. I'll at least take a look at it. I don't want to add it to the saves that I've got currently going. This one or Zelanka, because they're already kind of progressing towards the end, right? Or at least past the halfway point. But if I start a new save, a farming simulator, I might consider adding it in there. All right, get you going. Let's get you guys parked. Oh, wow. It is already almost 2.5 hours into the stream. That's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. Cool. You guys are good. You're good. Let's get you drop off some slurry, and then we will have you probably start transporting some water. An example would be a store called Dairy Stand. It will accept cheese, milk, bread, and eggs, but some days it may not accept eggs or bread. And instead it wants cheese. Interesting. Can't remember, is it the farm production pack that adds the ability to create liquid fertilizer with cow farms? I actually don't know. I don't think I have that. I know I have the one that allows you to create seeds from crops with the whatever it's called. Sorry, it's a piece of equipment. I've got the thing that does, where is it? There we go, belt systems. Was it seed treater? Yeah, that one. So you can make seeds from it, which is pretty cool. But I haven't seen the one for fertilizer. All right, slurry's basically done. Good stuff there. Milk's good. That really is just water and hay at this point. What else does the farm production pack add? There's the ability to wash some root crops like carrots to increase their value. Really? The farm production pack is the one you're talking about that has the extra sell points and stuff, right? Or are you talking about two different things? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's the same thing I think you're talking about. I've not... Man, that's cool. If it has all that stuff, that's awesome. Do I drive in first person at all? Not usually. I mean, I can. Oh. Nothing wrong with it. But I like to look at the tractor sometimes. Or usually. So, and stuff like that. I can't really see where I'm going. Clipped a little bit of the fencing. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Gives me more perspective, I guess. Same pack? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, get you dropped off. Let's get you tedding. Cows are staring at me, wondering who gave him keys to tractor as he gets stuck on the cow pit. Yes, you are correct. Cows and chickens in this game have seen me do some really stupid things. I have had a situation where I had a tractor stuck in here before. That was fun. Not really a good way to get it out of the chicken pen until unless you reset it back to the store. Don't ask how it got there, but I will say our discussion about physics earlier in the stream played a lot into it. That was the big reason, was physics. I wish I had clipped it. This was a year. This was actually back in FS. Might have been FS17 or whatever it was before 19. This was before I was doing YouTube stuff. Actually, when speaking of like fences and stuff like that with cows, when my buddy and I play, what we usually end up doing is we like to take the fenceless ones, the ones that don't have fences, right? Like this one. We like to take these and put these out there, and then put our own fence around it. Like we'll put a couple of these out to make a really gigantic place for cows, and then you put a fence around both of them together, so it looks like it's just one cow pasture. I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's just something fun that we like to do. That's just, I don't know, a little different. Wait, what? What? Previewing? Got rid of grass? What? Why? I'm a little confused. Weird. All right. Well, note to self: don't preview something on the map in the future, especially not on a place that has grass on the ground. That was a little weird. I mean, we're gonna be fine, but very strange. I have never seen that before. I do it over here. Will it get rid of the straw? No. I don't know what caused that. That is so weird. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I did get rid of it that time. Ha. As a programmer, I do not have an answer to that. Oh, see you later, Shiny Moo Tank. Thanks for joining and thanks for all the conversation. Hope you have a good night. All right, almost done with the tedding. We gotta get windrowed and then we gotta get baled. Oh no, you didn't talk too much. You're good. Appreciate it very much. Oh, goodness. Man, I'm tired. It's been farming for hours now. A lot of hard work driving these tractors. And by that, I mean a lot of hard work getting the worker to drive these tractors. Hey, being a manager is hard work, okay? Just because I'm not the one clicking the buttons doesn't mean I don't have a lot of responsibility. Workers, sometimes they backtalk to you. It's complicated. Sometimes the workers do really stupid things. All right, how much more water do we need? Probably quite a bit. Poor little tractor needs to be repaired soon. I'm pretty happy with the way the farm's laid out. It's kind of come together. It looks pretty good. I like having all the extra buildings and stuff. I don't know. It's pretty nice little farm. How are we doing on all the production stuff? Got lots of manure slurry still. Okay. Cakes are looking all right. You drop off some sugar, butter, and eggs soon-ish. Actually, I'll probably just flip you back to distributing for a bit. Flour's all right. Obviously, you're doing good. You're currently selling flour? That's okay. We can do that in another cycle. Yeah, everything's looking good. And then how much more water do we need? Looks like one more load there, maybe a couple more loads, so maybe 3 more loads total. Do I have the swath pack? Is that a DLC? Or are you talking about something else? These are all the packs that I have, I guess. So if it's not one of these, then no, I do not have it. Yeah, I don't know. What is it? Is it literally called that, or is it? Does it look like? Is it called something else, and it just has a lot of stuff that you're talking about? I haven't heard of that one. Oh, it has a lawnmower with a 10-meter header. Huh. Yeah. Is it not the hay and forage pack, is it? It's a windrower. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I have anything what you're talking about. What's this Vermeer pack? Oh, yeah, I remember this one. Huh. I have to check that out. Oh, it's not an official DLC. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, I do not have that. I guess the way I look at it is, and I think I've mentioned this before, there are so many mods out there, so many tractors, so many vehicles, and they're all good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the vast majority of them are probably really, really good. But I have to draw a line somewhere. So typically, unless it's like adding a feature that I need, such as the autoloader or the place anywhere thing that I talked about earlier, if it's adding something like that, obviously I have to go away from giants. But if it's vehicles, pretty much across the board, the only vehicle mods that I have are from giants. Because like I said, I had to draw a line somewhere. And so I just say, okay, look, if Giants makes it, I'll download it. If they don't make it, then most of the time I'm not going to download it. There's a few tiny exceptions, but the vast majority of the time I'm only downloading Giants ones. Because otherwise I would have 1,000 mods loading up every time I loaded the game. Which, I don't know if that's going to get you anywhere. So like I said, I just draw a line somewhere and figured I'll just stick with Giant stuff. So if it's not an official DLC, I probably don't have it. Oh, nice. It does sound like a nice mower. Of course, my favorite, possibly my favorite vehicle in the entire game is this thing right here. I love this vehicle. This thing's awesome. It's possibly my favorite tractor in the entire, if you call it a tractor, favorite vehicle in the entire game. I rarely get it, but I love it. I guess one more load and we're good to go. The Raptor 300, the forestry vehicle section is my favorite. Let's see what that one looks like. Forestry machines. Raptor. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's awesome looking. I mean, I haven't gotten into the forestry stuff yet, but like I said, that's probably going to be the next series that I do. Maybe I'll try something like this out. What is it? Okay, so this is mulches used to remove tree stumps. Oh, yes. Okay, in the past, I've done a lot more clearing of trees around my farms. I mean, I haven't done it on any of these recently, but I used to do it all the time. And these things that can get rid of tree stumps and bushes were wonderful. I love these things because it lets you like actually make the farm look like the way you want it to. Now, this is cool. I like that. That's awesome. My second favorite machine is probably this thing, the mouse here, because it's so cool to be able to like just like when you do bunker silos for silage and stuff like that. This thing is so amazing to just be able to dump off into a trailer and stuff like that. It's beautiful. But I never use it. Like I don't use it anymore. It's a kind of machine that I just don't have a need for, but it's cool. You can also put lawnmower heads from the tractors on it. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Huh. Really? How would you know what you could connect to it? Like, do you just experiment? Or is there like a way to know that? Because that's not a normal attachment to the front. That's not like a normal tractor attachment, is it? Or is it? Oh, I see the little bit there. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see me. About halfway up the thing, I can see the little prongs that stick up. That does look like a normal front of a tractor. Okay, I see that now. And yeah, experiment. And that makes sense. I think it's kind of cool looking. What is that? Oh, that actually chops down a tree. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to get into some of this soon. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a little weird because I'm gonna make some mistakes with the lumber stuff. But I think it's gonna be a little fun trying out new things. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, once we finish up this live stream, very likely that will be the next series. Just because I've never done it. Something different. Like the most I've done with trees is like chopping down the trees around this lake or something like that, you know? Like not normal lumber, like forestry trees. I chop down the clutter trees. That's the most I've done with trees. And you can get good money from lumber. I know that. It does typically have some good financial potentials. Oh, goodness. Has a 3-point hitch? Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Alright, that should be all the water. We just got to get the hay build up, and then we're finally done with July. Man, sorry. I just realized I'm not talking much. Till it's 10 minutes away from being the end of stream. My day's caught up with me. I'm a little tired. I mean, I bet there's a ton of equipment in the shop that I've never even seen before. It's probably some really cool equipment out there. Doing hay bales is so peaceful. Can lull you to sleep just from doing hay bales. These are 150s. Eight minutes left in the stream. Should be able to finish this stuff up before the end of the stream. Pretty good stopping point. Alrighty, get this done. Pick these up, drop them off in the barn. Good stopping point. How much is the bale trailer again? It's like 40K or something like that. $50K. Oof. It's the one thing I do like better than the auto load. It's this bale trailer. It is very convenient to use. But I don't know if I want to spend 50K on it this close to the end of the series. These done, and then we are done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left to go. Alrighty. Not bad. Next time we'll have to drop off some sugar, drop off some eggs, drop off some... We're already getting butter dropped off, right? So that's good. We'll definitely be selling a lot of stuff in the next one. Well, I say a lot of stuff. We have the eggs and the cakes we'll be selling, I think, in the next stream, which should get us a good chunk of money. I bet we end the next stream north of 300K. Be a third of the way where we want to be. Cool. All right. There we go. All right. We're going to put a cut in there. I mean, it's 2 minutes early, but there's nothing else for us to do right now. So we'll go ahead and just put a cut in there a little bit early. Actually, you know what? Before that, to do that, let me just, because I was thinking about it. I'm kind of curious what kind of equipment I have never looked at before. I mean, most of the stuff I've looked at. I mean, this little baler thing I've never really tried. Might be interesting to try out sometime. I don't know. Obviously, there's tons of forestry machinery that I've never touched. Kind of talked about that. Some pretty cool stuff in here. Animals. I mean, I haven't used these in a while. I love these things. We talked about that. These things are so much fun. What else we got? Crop. You know what? I don't think I've used these at all in FS22. I used to use these all the time in FS19. This was my go-to. I would always have one of these on the farm. But I haven't bought these in a long time. I like these little slurry tanks. Those are kind of cute. Little giant wheels on the front. It's like the Batmobile. The new, like the newer Batmobile kind of wheels, where it's like it hooks in from one side type of thing. Obviously, we talked about the mowers. I mean, wheel loaders are cool. Telehandlers. I mean, never really used that. Never really needed those. Skid steers, forklifts. Look at that thing. That's an interesting looking forklift. That feels like more of what you would see inside like an Amazon warehouse as opposed to out on a farm or something. These are like more farm based because they got big knob, you know, kind of bigger wheels. That one does not feel very useful out on a farm to me. Obviously, they got this new van here, which van truck, whatever you want to call it. That is kind of cool. I love this thing. This thing's awesome. I used that recently. And then we got the snow pusher that I've never really used either. Or this thing actually. Actually, a lot of these multi ones, I kind of want to try out some of these sometime, but never really had a need to. They're cool. All right, well, there we go. Some cool equipment out there. Maybe someday we'll try out more of it. We'll put a cut in there. Ooh, let's see here. My next live stream will be Saturday. We'll be playing as, it's Civilization 6. We just finished our run with Coupe. Oh, who's next? I don't remember. You'll find out. I'll find out Saturday. But it'll be a new run on Saturday. We'll have some fun with that. And then after that, it'll be Monday. We'll be some Football Manager. Continuing our run with that one in Germany in the Bundesliga. And then we'll be back on Farming Simulator next Wednesday. I do appreciate everybody that came out. Had a lot of viewers today. Really, really appreciate the viewership tonight. That was really awesome. Thank you very much. And the conversation very much. And I hope you guys join me again next time. May God bless you. And I'll see you again later. Goodbye.